Start recording.
Yes. Good afternoon. I'd like to call this meeting to order. We have present myself and Councilwoman Burgess. We are going to suspend the vote in the minutes at this moment until we have quorum. If another council member pops into the committee meeting, we'll circle back to the minutes and vote on them. But right now, Mr. Director, the real estate is yours. What say you?
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and Attorney Clemens, if you can just bring the presentation up, greatly appreciate it. All right. Good afternoon, everyone, again. Thank you, Mr. Chair and Councilwoman Borges. Thank you so much for being here. Ahead of today's meeting, council members received a full finance packet. Rather than we walk through the entire report again, I want to focus on a few key takeaways, and that's the council's financial position, the progress of revolving loan fund, and most importantly, the status and strategic use of bond funds authorized under state statute. So let me start off with high-level financial picture, as you see on the screen there, an executive summary. The council remains in a very strong financial position. The Social Equity and Innovation account currently holds approximately $72.7 million, supported by cannabis tax revenues and loan interest income. Our revolving loan program continues to perform well. We currently have 5 active loans totaling just under $2 million, with $1.5 million in additional loans moving through closing. That brings our projected deployment of loans to $3.5 million by the end of the first quarter of 2026. The key takeaway here is that the council has both strong reserves and growing program activity, which allows us to scale investments responsibly. Next slide. The finance dashboard, essentially, it's very basic. It summarizes the key metrics we track internally on a regular basis. Revenue continues to grow through cannabis tax receipts, while interest from the revolving loan program has already generated over $90,000 in revenue. This is important, right? This is an important signal that the loan fund is functioning as intended, supporting entrepreneurs while also creating a sustainable financial cycle for future investments. Next slide. All right, so you'll notice that our spending for the budget to actual snapshot, you'll notice that our spending is significantly under budget at this stage of the fiscal year. And I'm glad to report this is intentional. As the agency continues to mature operationally, we are prioritizing program alignment, fiscal controls, and long-term sustainability before scaling spending. Many of our larger program investments, including which I'm going to talk a little bit more about later on in the presentation, our accelerator programs, grants, workforce training. They're all being launched in phased deployments to ensure that resources are deployed strategically and with clear accountability. In short, being under budget right now reflects disciplined financial management, not inactivity. Next slide. The revolving loan fund. I'm always super excited just to talk about this fund. And again, thank you so much to you, Chair Gaddis, Councilwoman Vanita, who's also chair of the Loan Advisory Committee or group. The revolving loan fund continues to show strong performance, as I mentioned at the outset of my presentation. Again, currently have 5 loans, all of which remain, and I'm going to say this loud and proud, in good standing with 0 delinquencies, okay? An additional 1.5, again, I mentioned that, and loans are currently in closing, which will bring total deployment to that 3.5 million by the end of the quarter. We are also beginning to see increased interest from municipalities, which we were not initially aware, or rather they weren't initially aware that they were eligible to participate under the statute. So this program is beginning to do exactly what it was designed to do: unlock capital for social equity entrepreneurs while revitalizing underutilized properties across the state within DIA communities. Next slide. All right, the fun part. I want to turn to the bond funds, okay, which are a key strategic tool for this council. Under Connecticut General Statute 21A-421I, the council was authorized $10 million in bond funding to support social equity economic development. Might I add, the council was just to rephrase the authorization of the 10 million, the council was actually authorized 50 million. Of the 50 million, 10 has been allocated to support just loans writ large, okay? I'm breaking down the 10 million that we have in allocation right now in our coffers. And so to date, we have 2 million. Okay, $2 million has been deployed, as already mentioned, 1.5 currently in closing, that's the 3.5. That leaves us with approximately 6.5 million available. And our recommendation is to maintain these funds as available loan capital because we expect significant demand once the program reopens statewide. Now, with the additional 40 million we have sitting in authorization, we're seeking to draw down about 20 million of that 40 million to support and expand on the statutory use of the bond funds, of which you see right before you, right? So the state law allows the bond funds to support 4 primary areas. First, you see on the screen, low interest loans, which we are already implementing through the revolving loan fund. Second, capital grants for social equity entrepreneurs, particularly cultivators and manufacturers, to name a couple, that strengthen the supply chain. And again, this would be a tranched-based type of fund for social equity entrepreneurs. Third, a cannabis business accelerator program, which will help businesses move from provisional status to operational stability. And finally, workforce training programs, which we will implement in partnership with Connecticut State colleges and universities, just to name one of our strong partners. The key strategy here is simple, folks. Use bond funds for economic development programs while preserving our social equity and innovation account resources for direct community reinvestment. Next slide. And final slide. Ultimately, these investments are about building a sustainable ecosystem around social equity in Connecticut's cannabis industry. Access to capital remains the single biggest barrier facing social equity entrepreneurs. And through the loan program, grants, accelerator initiatives, and workforce training, the council is creating multiple pathways for participation in the industry. Just as importantly, by strategically using bond funds, we ensure that the social equity and innovation account resources remain dedicated to reinvestment in disproportionately impacted communities, which was always the central purpose of the legislation. Final slide, just by way of updates. You all know our committee meetings, are happening. We're here at this one. We had our joint policy meeting this morning. Again, thank you, Chair Gaddis, for chairing both meetings and being a good sport in that. But we are preparing for our Reinvestment and Workforce Development Committee meeting, which will take place on April 15th at 2. You members are welcome to attend that meeting. And if you are, just please let Georgette know, and we'll provide a Zoom link for you. We'll focus a great deal during that meeting on workforce development and provide updates on the reinvestment at the end of the meeting. As always, you all are welcome to attend. Stop by the office. Again, thank you, Avery, for swinging by to check on the SEC. But if you are interested, just let Georgette know and we'll schedule some time for you to come. Mr. Chair, I'll turn it back over to you.
Yes, thank you. That was very nice. Do we need to vote on anything that was presented or no? That was just a tickler?
Yes, sir.
All right. I would like to note that Councilman Abercrombie is present and so is Councilman Shirley. They're present. And since they are present and now that we have quorum, let's circle back to agenda item B, the approval of the December 18th minutes from 2025. At this time, we'll entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the minutes from December 18th, 2025. Is there any discussion? Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries.
You can stop the recording.
Hey, is that all you have for today?
That's it.
That's it?
I just wanted y'all to
Anything for
stay
the
on
good of the
real quick.
body?
Oh, yeah. I just want the recording to stop.